All right, Scoops, buckle up because we're kicking things off with a massive question for Disney's upcoming sci-fi epic. Does anybody expect Tron, Ares to be a box office hit? The film is slated for release on October 10th, 2025, arriving a staggering 15 years after Tron. Legacy and over 4 decades since the original Tron, with a reported budget of up to $200 million and early tracking predicting a modest debut, we're asking the tough questions about whether this long-awaited sequel can truly light up the grid, or if it's destined to fade into the digital void. And speaking of Tron, Ares, we've got the inside scoop straight from the director's chair. Joachim Rønning, the visionary behind the new film, has shared his honest critique of the franchise's past installments. He believes the previous movies, while visually stunning, lacked a crucial element that he's determined to bring to Ares. Get ready to hear why Rønning thinks the franchise lacked a little bit of heart, and how he plans to change that for this new chapter. Hold on to your hats, music lovers and film buffs, because the Tron, Ares soundtrack is getting a legendary touch. We're talking about 9 Inch Nails providing the music for the new film, marking their return to scoring a major motion picture since 2020. Add to that the star power of Jared Leto taking the lead role and the return of a beloved original cast member, and you've got a recipe for something truly special. We're breaking down all the details on this epic collaboration and who else is joining the mission. But wait, there's more. We're also taking a trip down memory lane to revisit a classic album that sparked quite the debate. From the world of music, we're diving deep into 30 Seconds to Mars and their album, A Beautiful Lie. Is it a masterpiece or a misstep? We'll give you the full breakdown. You won't want to miss any of this hot news. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single scoop. Can Tron, Ares ignite the box office? Disney's highly anticipated return to the grid with Tron, Ares is facing a critical question. Can it actually be a box office success? Set to premiere on October 10, 2025, the film arrives decades after its predecessors, with early box office tracking suggesting a debut in the $40–46 million range. This projection, while not a disaster, is considered lukewarm for a movie with a reported budget of $150–200 million, raising serious doubts about its financial viability. The marketing campaign has been notably subdued, with a teaser debuting in April and a trailer in July featuring the distinctive 9 Inch Nails score. However, many fans feel the promotion lacks the usual blockbuster energy expected from Disney. Concerns are amplified by Jared Leto's casting as the AI program Ares. Despite his Oscar win, Leto's recent genre films, like Morbius, have underperformed critically and commercially, leading to apprehension among segments of the fanbase. Discussions on platforms like Reddit highlight a sentiment that Leto's involvement might deter viewers, a stark contrast to the studio's apparent hopes for the film. Furthermore, the Tron franchise itself has historically been more of a cult favorite than a mainstream box office titan. The original Tron, 1982, was a visual pioneer but a modest earner, and Tron, Legacy, 2010, achieved a respectable $400 million worldwide, but didn't establish the massive franchise Disney might have envisioned. Adding to the complexity, this new film is not a direct sequel to Legacy, despite fan hopes for the continuation of certain storylines, opting instead for a fresh narrative that risks alienating those invested in the previous installment's arc. The film's release is also strategically timed with Tron-themed attractions at Disney parks, a tactic that has yielded mixed results for the studio in the past. Despite these challenges, Tron, Ares boasts a strong supporting cast including Evan Peters, Greta Lee, and the return of Jeff Bridges as Kevin Flynn. The timely AI-driven plot and the potential for a standout soundtrack from 9 Inch Nails offer glimmers of hope. Fandango's survey even ranked Ares as the fall's most anticipated release, indicating a dedicated fanbase eager for its arrival. Will the iconic grid finally see a blockbuster hit, or will Ares fall short? Next, we hear directly from the director about what he felt was missing from the original Tron films. Heart is what Tron, Ares needs, says director Joachim Rønning, the director helming the upcoming Tron, Ares, has voiced his perspective on how the franchise can evolve, pinpointing a perceived lack of emotional depth in its predecessors. In a recent interview, Rønning stated that for him, a film needs more than just action. It requires a connection to its characters and an emotional core. He candidly admitted that his critique of the previous Tron movies is that they lacked a little bit of heart, a quality he is determined to embed in the new installment. Rønning's vision for Tron, Ares centers on infusing the neon-drenched world with greater pathos. He aims to achieve this by exploring the journey of Jared Leto's character, Ares, an AI program thrust into the unfamiliar human world. By experiencing this world through Ares' eyes, Rønning hopes audiences will gain a new perspective. The emotional resonance will also be carried by Greta Lee's character. Eve, a computer programmer who, after a deeply tragic past, finds a renewed sense of life and humanity through her connection with Ares. The director's focus on emotional storytelling suggests a deliberate shift in the franchise's approach, aiming to create a more compelling narrative that goes beyond the visual spectacle. This emphasis on character and heart could be the key to deepening audience engagement and ensuring Tron, Ares stands out in the crowded sci-fi landscape. The film is scheduled for release on October 10th, with further details to be found in the latest issue of SFX magazine. Can this focus on emotion truly electrify the Tron universe? Next, we reveal who's providing the killer soundtrack and who else is joining the mission. 9 Inch Nails and Leto power up Tron, Ares. Get ready for a sonic and visual revolution as Tron, Ares hits theaters on October 10th, bringing with it an electrifying soundtrack from the legendary 9 Inch Nails and a star-studded cast led by Jared Leto. This marks a significant return for 9 Inch Nails to scoring major films, their last being in 2020, promising a soundscape that will undoubtedly complement the film's futuristic aesthetic. The film introduces Jared Leto as Ares, a sophisticated AI program venturing from the digital realm into the complexities of the real world. Filming in Vancouver was an intense 6-week operation, with crews shutting down streets at night to capture high-octane motorcycle chases, aiming to raise the bar to the next level, as director Joachim Rønning described. Fans are also thrilled by the confirmed return of Jeff Bridges as the iconic Kevin Flynn, whose presence bridges the gap between the original 1982 film and this new chapter. Bridges expressed his excitement, stating, "Seeing Tron progress from the original to Tron, Ares is just fantastic." The soundtrack will feature fresh songs from 9 Inch Nails, including their new single, As Alive as You Need Me to Be, with the full album set for release on September 19th. The ensemble cast is equally impressive, featuring Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith, Hassan Minhaj, Gillian Anderson, Cameron Monaghan, Greta Lee, and Arturo Castro, all contributing to this new narrative that builds upon the legacy established by the original Tron and Tron. Legacy. Tickets are available now at local theaters. With such a powerful lineup, can Tron, Ares live up to the hype? Finally, we're taking a critical look back at a classic album that divided listeners. A Beautiful Lie, a flawed masterpiece or a misguided effort? We're turning our attention to the music scene with a deep dive into 30 Seconds to Mars and their 2005 album, A Beautiful Lie. This album, fronted by Jared Leto, has long been a point of contention among music critics and fans alike, celebrated by some for its ambition and passionately dismissed by others. Our review aims to cut through the noise and assess the album's true merit, examining its place in the alt-rock landscape of the mid-2000s. A Beautiful Lie arrived as the band's second major label release, following their self-titled debut. It showcased a more polished and expansive sound, incorporating stadium rock anthems alongside more introspective tracks. The album produced several hit singles and garnered significant commercial success, solidifying the band's presence in the mainstream. However, its grandiose production and lyrical themes often drew comparisons to other prominent bands of the era, leading to accusations of derivative songwriting and a lack of originality. Critics have pointed to the album's bombastic nature and what some perceive as sub-9 Inch Nails' sonic influences as points of weakness. The question remains whether the album's soaring choruses and earnest delivery are genuine expressions of artistic vision or merely calculated attempts at widespread appeal. We'll explore the tracks that defined A Beautiful Lie and discuss its lasting impact, considering both its undeniable popularity and the persistent criticisms it faces. Was A Beautiful Lie a triumph of mainstream rock or a critical misstep? Stick around for our lightning round recap of all today's biggest stories. And that's a wrap on today's Sheeran Scoop. We tackled the box office buzz around Tron. Aries heard director Joachim Rønning's thoughts on adding heart to the franchise, revealed Nine Inch Nails' epic soundtrack contribution, and revisited the polarizing classic album A Beautiful Lie by 30 Seconds to Mars. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Sheeran Scoop for all your entertainment news, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. You can also follow us on all our social media channels for even more exclusive content.